Hey guys, Techo here and welcome to Update 3. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it, and I shall deliver. There's a lot of new stuff I can't wait to show you. A few have mentioned that the previous updates have been focused on Flash a lot, and I must admit, Flash has been the most fun to develop for, and there is a lot of Flash stuff here, but there are a ton more for every other show. So, let's get right into it. When I first started this project, one of my priorities was to include Green Arrow's new costume. The costume which appears in Season 5 of Arrow. It has now been implemented as a costume for Oliver Queen. As you can see, the head is modelled after Stephen Amell through projection painting, a method in 3D modelling which aims for accurate faces on models. If you took a close look at the thumbnail of the teaser, you would have gotten that sneak peek of this costume, and I know a few of you picked that up. However, my personal favourite costume is the Season 4 outfit. As terrible as Season 4 was, you can't deny the fact that the costume was still pretty cool. These Green Arrow outfits were modelled by the one and only Galva. Following the Season 4 outfit is the Season 4 villain, Damien Darhk. Projection painting is yet to be applied for every character, as it's a long process. I reckon including Damien Darhk will put a different spin on the game. Whether or not he will have his powers or not is yet to be decided. Damien Darhk was assembled by Noah Cody in Fuse. Our next character is a request many people have asked for, Prometheus. Prometheus wields a bow and arrow with a sword as an alternate weapon. I am very excited to further develop for this character and will be a great character to play as. Modelled, rigged and textured by Galva. Another request I've seen a lot is the option to play as these characters as their civilian counterparts. You saw a glimpse of Barry Allen in Update 2, but here is Oliver Queen, using the same head mod by Galva so you can play as Oliver Queen. When I take the head of Oliver Queen and put it on Green Arrow, it really is great, and there's nothing more entertaining for me than to see what I can do with the combination of parts of these models. As much as I've already developed for Flash's side of things, one thing which keeps popping up is a new lightning method. Many have suggested Crimson Renz and Watefall Films lightning method, but we could not get that to work. But thanks to my last video, I said I needed a particle guy, offering 4 to be exact. I got a few people who are willing to help, but one guy in particular stood out. Goes simply by the name of Ralph. Everyone has requested more lightning-like trails for speedsters, and lightning-like trails for speedsters you will get thanks to Ralph. This is probably as good as we can get it, but it's in fact far better than I would have ever thought to have accomplished. Stepping aside from speedsters, I will introduce some of the characters from Flash. First off is Killer Frost. She can shoot ice, and working on a form of travel for her which I will show off later in development. Modelled, rigged and textured by Galva. In Update 2, I showed off Barry Allen, which was modelled by Watefall Films. I was saddened to see the negative reviews of it, as I found it really cool, but since then, UltraSargent has given me a proper Barry Allen head, modelled of Grant Gustin. A new gameplay mechanic for Flash is his Supersonic Punch. Animated by Cottage Cookies, this is a great addition to Flash, as it was one of the first abilities we saw him pull off in the show. Many more abilities and powers will be showcased in the future. In the last update, we only got a brief look at Cisco Ramon as Vibe. I've been working on something big these past few months and can finally show you what I've been working on. Multiverse travel. By stepping into this portal, you will be met with a selection of Earths within the known multiverse. Multiverse particles used in the background were created by Ralph. Step into Earth 17 and you will be met by the Accelerated Man. Accelerated Man is probably the only model I have made myself. Also the coolest that I have made. I didn't really model anything, it was all assembled in Fuse, except for the belt. I made the belt. Each Earth will be unique in its own way. Earth 2 will send you to Gorilla City. If you've kept up with comic books vs the world, you would know that I'll let him feature a test render with Soliver in Gorilla City. Very exciting for me to play around with, and can't wait to see where I can go with this. Also joining Soliver is Grodd. Both can be played with and without armor. They're really fast, quite strong, so don't get too close. Grodd and Soliver, both modelled by Galva. After visiting Earth 17 and Earth 2, it's time to step into Earth 38. A part of the Arrowverse I have not touched upon at all is Supergirl. I really wanted to wait until I had a good Supergirl model and properly set up her actions. Supergirl has been teased for a while now, but I'm proud to finally show her off. The model torso was modelled and textured by Jae Roar while taking the head from the Nicolás Monte model from Supergirl. Implementing flying cam mechanics was not as much a challenge as it was implementing a cape. Truth is, Supergirl has been mostly ready to show off since before update 1, except for these damn cape physics. Luckily, Ralph, the particle/Unity expert, was able to make cape physics for her. By no means is it finished work, but I was really excited to show off Supergirl finally. She can fly really fast, like really fast. I may have to make speedsters faster. Supergirl will have her abilities such as heat vision and freeze breath, but right now it's just in development. So maybe next time. Moving on from Supergirl is Martian Manhunter, a stunning model made by Galva. Martian Manhunter has similar mechanics to Supergirl. However, shape-shifting is a massive task, so don't expect it to be in the game so soon. Season 2 of Supergirl also introduced us to James Olsen as Guardian, a photographer who has never been in the field who somehow knows how to fight a lot better than everyone else. As much as I enjoy these shows, there's no denying this plot hole. As Guardian, you can fight people in his lead armor. Cool! Just appreciate the awesomeness which was modelled by Galva. The next model is a CGI character, one of my favourite villains to appear, Parasite. Just look at this model, look at it. The rig includes his 2 jaws as seen in the show, and is one of my favourite models made by Galva, with assistance from Crimson Renz, who edited materials to make him appear slimier. The next model is the majestic White Martian, the enemy of the Green Martians who took over Mars. I was really impressed with this model. The detail and the rigging is just great, and it's not like any other rig. So to see the animations go so smooth on the White Martian was really impressive and saves me from animating them all. Another great model made by the great Galva. Alright, let's get back to Earth 1. There is one model I never would have thought I'd ever receive. That model is of course, the Wave Rider. I even deemed this feature as impossible in my impossible request list. This is a major milestone and I'm so super glad to get it included. Modelled and textured by Galva once again. There is no stopping Galva with these awesome models, is there? Moving on, I have now put in White Canary. Assembled by Noah Cody again in Fuse, however certain parts was modelled by Galva as well as the projection painting of her face. In addition to White Canary is her staff, which Noah Cody was very proud to model all by himself. Our next legend is Amaya Vixen, a very unique character and very hard to develop for. Her inclusion in the game wasn't debatable, but whether she would be a playable character remains to be seen. Her ability to harness the attributes of every animal makes it very hard to develop, but one which should be fun to figure out. Assembled in Fuse by Noah Cody, certain parts modelled by Galva, and her necklace modelled by Just Game Over. Up next is our historian Nate Haywood, assembled in Fuse by Noah Cody with certain parts modelled by Galva. Nate Haywood or Citizen Steel if you will, was very fun for me, and I spent like half an hour just going from steel to human. Steel up animation by Cottage Cookies. Heatwave is a character I barely touched on in Update 1, along with Captain Cold. One thing I didn't like about these characters in the game were their weapons. They didn't look natural, but with particles created by Ralph, their weapons now act as flamethrowers, which was awesome and to me was addictive to just spray with their gun. Our next character is Firestorm. As you can see, Firestorm is another character who has gone through projection painting process, which was made by Noah Cody, a stunning model which looks realistic from Firestorm. An itch I had from Update 1 was the splice. It was just a texture on Firestorm, but now the splice is actually now a model made by Gunnan, and these new particles made by Ralph. Since my Update 2 video, a lot of people have been applying to help with the story, and it's very exciting to see all the ideas you guys came up with. Those who have visited my Discord would have probably guessed that we do in fact have a story in mind. From the hundreds of applicants, I have selected a very few amount of people to help write the story. The writers team is always open for more people, so don't let this stop you from applying to help. I love the ideas I've been sent and continue to look forward to seeing any more ideas in the future. The requirement of watching Constantine remains, and a lot of people have told me that they have started watching it. So that's good, very good, for the cause and your application. Read description for more information. Some of you have been chosen for the junior writers team, which is a second team semi-related to the primary writers team, which consists of myself, Peace Out Studios, Pyrolich, Galva, and Jae Roar. This offer from Update 2 is one I'm very surprised I didn't get as much as I thought. One entry stood out a lot more than most. Those who are active in my Discord would have known a long time ago that I've got Jae Roar as my lead artist. He was the only one who managed to turn the picture into a full cel shaded art style as per my request. There were a few others that were pretty good attempts, but I've decided to go with Jae Roar as a designated artist for this fan made game. Much like the end of Update 2, I will conclude this on the updated list of early access to who I am rewarding it to. Galva, Jae Roar, Ralph, Peace Out Studios, and Pyrolich. Congratulations for earning early access. Early access is planned to release just before December and just in time for this year's crossover. If you guys are interested in early access, check the description for how you can contribute to the game. Before you ask any questions, please watch all my other videos first, as the answer is probably in there somewhere. Thanks for everlasting support, and I hope the development update was worth the wait. Thanks for watching. Techo out.